Podcast. This is your host, Sean Bishop, and thank you for tuning in to the Power 3 Podcast. With that being said, I'm here to give you the College Game Day top 25 teams in the country predictions. Again, this is your host, Sean Bishop. I appreciate y'all watching my podcast. I thank you for watching the Power 3 Podcast. And with that being said, let me say, please excuse my two co-hosts. They're not with me as of yet. They're still trying to get their things together so they can be on this podcast along with me, because I do have two co-hosts. That's why it's called the Power 3. But until they get on board, it's your boy. You got me live and direct, Sean Bishop. So let's go ahead and get it started. First, let me apologize for last week not being able to do the top 25 college teams in the NCAA football, the top 25 teams in the nation. I didn't do a prediction show last week. I apologize. I just didn't get around to doing it. So now I'm doing it today, even though I've already missed Thursday's game with Clemson, the number 5 Clemson, beating on Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets by a score of 27-6. But let's go ahead and get it started. So with that being said, here we got the second game out of the top 25 teams for this weekend in week 4 of NCAA college football. It's the number 24 ranked Utah Utes playing against the USC Trojans. The Utah Utes are 3-0. Of course, the Trojans are 1-2. I would have to say Utah is going to defeat the Trojans. Utah has a good team this year. They really do. They really have a real good team. And I expect them to beat USC. USC is not the USC of old. So I really expect them to win that game tomorrow night. They play at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Central Time on FS1. So, I look at Utah winning that game. Moving on to the number 1 ranked team in the country, which is the Alabama Crimson Tide playing Kent State. So, of course, I mean, really, like, we all know the outcome of that game. That game is probably going to blow them guys out ridiculously. They probably going to put up at least 50 or 60 points up against Kent State. Oh, let me backtrack a little bit. The Utah Utes, I feel the Utah Utes will beat the USC Trojans by a score of 35-30. 35-30 Utah Utes over the USC Trojans. Now, the Alabama Crimson Tide, the Roll Tide, play Kent State. They play at 12 p.m. Eastern Time and 11 p.m. Central Time, 11 a.m. Central Time on Saturday. These are the Saturday games after that I'm announcing now. And I pick, of course, Alabama to win that game. They'll probably put up 60 points, 50 or 60 points. I'm going to say 55 to 10, Alabama with the win. Moving on, we have the number 8 Michigan State hosting the number 11 Wisconsin Badgers. Now, that should be a good game. That game also is at 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central Time. That game right there can actually go either way, to be honest. Both teams, Wisconsin is 3-0, Michigan State is 2-0. And Michigan State, that means they have one game less played, of course. So that means I'm gonna go with Michigan State to win over Wisconsin. But I do feel like it's gonna be a real good game. With that being said, I'll look at Michigan State winning this game 32-28. 32-28 by Michigan State. Moving on to the next game, it's the number 12 Georgia Bulldogs versus the 23 ranked Ole Miss Rebels. That game is also at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Central Time. And Ole Miss is ranked 1-2 and they got 2 losses. Wow, okay. Georgia is 3-0. Ole Miss has a good team. Georgia has a good team too. Ole Miss has just been coming up short. They have actually, and I don't know if they got enough to beat Georgia. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick Georgia in this game. And Georgia, I'm looking at Georgia to win this game by a score of 28-24. Georgia over Ole Miss. Next, we have number 13 ranked Florida State versus South Florida. Florida State is 2-1. South Florida is 3-0. They play at 12 p.m. Eastern Time on ABC, 11 a.m. Central Time. This could be an upset, actually. Whether a lot of people believe it or not, South Florida is not a team to really sleep on. South Florida has a decent team, really. They have a lot of speedsters out in South Florida. So I don't know. It's got to be some upsets this weekend, and I just don't know if that could be one of them. But you know what? I'm gonna pick South Florida. I'm gonna pick South Florida over Florida State. The score is going to be close, though. It's going to be a real close score. I believe the score is going to be like 35-34, South Florida over Florida State. The next game, we have number 4 Michigan hosting the Penn State Nittany Lions. That game is at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:30 p.m. Central Time on ABC. And the Nittany Lions are 2-1. Wolverines are 3-0. Again, it's Harbaugh. It's really hard to beat Harbaugh. They probably gonna be in Michigan. Is probably gonna be in the Final Four this year in college football. So with that being said, I'm gonna go with the Michigan Wolverines over the Penn State Nittany Lions. That score is gonna be 42-21. Michigan over Penn State. Then we have the number 14 Tennessee Volunteers versus the 19 ranked Florida Gators. That's going to be a great game. That game is at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:30 p.m. Central Time on CBS. That is going to be a good game. That game could go either way. And a matter of fact, I'm picking Florida to upset Tennessee. I'm picking the Gators to upset Tennessee. I'm picking that Gator clap. I'm picking the Gators to upset the Tennessee Vols. That score is going to be close. That's going to be a close game. I'm looking at that game to be 28-24, Florida over Tennessee. Next, we have the 18-ranked LSU going to visit the non-ranked Auburn Tigers. Auburn is 1-2. LSU is 2-1. That game is at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Central Time on ESPN. LSU will win that. I think Leonard Fournette is just going to be too much for Auburn to handle. I don't think Auburn can handle Leonard Fournette. Hopefully he has a great game. So I look at LSU beating Auburn, but it could be an upset. That could be another upset game. I wouldn't be surprised if it is, but I'm gonna go ahead and stick with LSU. So that game will be close again. I think LSU will win that game by the score of 32-26. Next, we have the number 6 ranked Houston Cougars going to visit Texas State Bobcats. That's an easy win. Houston is going to probably blow out Texas State. That game is at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central Time on ESPNU. Houston will beat Texas State. That game, Houston is 3-0. Texas State is 1-1. Houston will put up 40 points. So I'm looking at that game being Houston 42, Texas State 10. The next game we have is the Oklahoma State Cowboys, who is unranked, playing the number 16 Baylor Bears, who are 3-0. This is one of my other upset games right here. That game is at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox, 6:30 p.m. Central Time. And Oklahoma State, I have them upsetting the Baylor Bears in Baylor, Waco. So with that being said, I'm looking at Oklahoma State putting up 45, the Baylor Bears putting up 28. Next, we have the number 20 Nebraska Cornhuskers visiting the Northwestern Wildcats. That game is at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 6:30 p.m. Central Time on BTN. Nebraska will win that game 30-14. Then we have the most probably, what would you call it, entertaining team or player in NCAA football right now. We're talking about Lamar Jackson for the Louisville Cardinals, who's ranked 3rd in the nation in NCAA football, who are 3-0, playing Marshall. You know, Marshall is the old team where Randy Moss came from. They're the Thunderbirds. They're 1-1, but I just do not think they have what it takes to stop Lamar Jackson. think they have what it takes. That quarterback is phenomenal. This dude has 18 touchdowns or so, and they've only played 3 games. He has 18 total touchdowns. That's crazy. They play at 8 p.m. Eastern time, 7 p.m. Central time. That's going to be it might be a good game though. It might be a good game, but I really feel like Louisville is going to come out on top. I really feel like they're going to come out on top. I'm looking at them to scoring 40-something points, so I'm going to say 42-23. 42-23 Louisville over Marshall. Then we have the number 7 Stanford Cardinals visiting UCLA Bruins. UCLA is 2-1. Stanford is 2-0. That game is at 8 p.m. Eastern time, 7 p.m. Central time on ABC. It's one of the late game, or not the late game, one of the late games, but it's the later game. And Stanford is they're gonna dominate on UCLA. They really are. They're gonna dominate UCLA. Stanford has that great running back, so I expect Stanford to put up 30 points. So it's gonna be 38-21 Stanford over UCLA. Then you got the number 10 Texas A&M hosting the 17th ranked Arkansas Razorbacks at 9 p.m. Eastern time, 8 p.m. Central time on ESPN. Texas A&M, because they're 3-0. Arkansas Razorbacks are 3-0. Texas A&M, they got Trevor Knight, the former Oklahoma Sooner quarterback, who's now at Texas A&M. So I'm going with the Texas A&M Aggies over Arkansas. The score of 35-14 over the 17th ranked Arkansas. Then you have the number 9 Washington Huskies playing the Arizona Wildcats. Arizona is 2-1. Washington is 3-0. That game is at 10:30 p.m. Eastern time, 9:30 p.m. Central time on the Pac Network. Sorry about that. Our Arizona just really isn't known for football like that. I'm looking at Washington to get this win. It may be close. It could be an upset. I don't know. I don't think it'll be an upset. But Washington, I'm looking at them to win this game. Washington has a decent team this year. So with that being said, I'm looking at them to beat Arizona by a score of 28-24. 28-24 Washington over the Arizona Wildcats. So there you have it, folks. That is the top 25 in the college football schedule for week 4, with all those top 25 teams playing. Not all 25 are playing, but those are the teams that are scheduled to play this weekend. I'm sure there are a few teams that have byes this weekend. It looks like the number 25 team has a bye this weekend, as a matter of fact. So I don't see them on the schedule. So with that being said, it should be some great games. Like I said, I'm sure it's going to be some upsets. It's been an upset pretty much every weekend. So I'm sure it's going to be more upsets in the college football arena. But I'm really Kent State. I'm still looking at Kent State playing Alabama. Really, like, they may put up 70 points. You just never know. But either way, again, I apologize for not giving y'all the predictions for last week's college game day. I do apologize for that. But hopefully I can stay on top of that and keep giving you these predictions for the top 25 teams in the nation in college football here throughout the rest of the season. Of course, I know a few of you are already watching my podcast in regards to the NFL prediction, which I give. So continue to do that. And please continue to watch those. Watch this one as the top 25 college teams. And continue to watch our podcast, period. If you're not a subscriber, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button that you see right there. Go ahead and knock that out for me, and lets me know that you at least like the podcast. You're enjoying what we're talking about. You're enjoying the feedback that we're giving you and whatnot. And please, if you have any comments or anything in reviews or anything in which I'm saying that you feel like you may want some positive feedback, please feel free to leave comments in in the comment section below or whatnot. And also, please hit that thumbs up. Give me that thumbs up. Let me know that you're enjoying this feed and enjoying this podcast. Again, I thank each and every one of y'all for watching. I thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in. I hope everybody's ready for week 4 of college football. So stay tuned. Hopefully, it's like I said, it's going to be some upsets this weekend. Just don't know which ones they're going to be. But with that being said, I thank each and every one of y'all. Y'all all stay blessed. Have a great, safe weekend, college football weekend. And I'll see you on my next podcast. This is your boy from the Power 3 podcast, Sean Bishop. I'm out.